Hi New Hope kids! Today I wanted to bring you to one of my favorite places ever. This is Savage Road. I like to run, and almost every day I go for a run, and almost every day I end up running on this road. Savage Road is my shelter. This is where I go when the sun is hot, the winds are strong, and the rain is intense. When the sun is shining hard, I come up onto Savage Road, and the shade from the trees makes everything several degrees cooler. And if there's a really strong wind, the trees block the wind and protect me from the strength of the wind. And if it's raining, I don't mind rain, but if it's a really intense rain, the leaves in the tree actually act like an umbrella and kind of soften the intensity of the rain. So this is my shelter when I go running, and I love Savage Road so much. God is our shelter. He protects us from the hot sun, the strong winds, and the intense rain. What does that look like in your real life? Well, I think the hot sun is often like situations or circumstances or events that happen in your life that are really hard. They're really challenging. It could be starting a new school year with a new school teacher that you don't know. It could be your family moving or relocating to a different town or state or country. It could be someone you love being very sick, or perhaps someone you love dying. Those are really hard things. They're a lot like the hot beating sun. But when we go to God and He becomes our shelter in those things, His presence helps us and sustains us and guides us through those hard times. And God is with us. He is our shelter. How in our lives is God a shelter from strong winds? Well, I think strong winds can be voices. They can be people's voices speaking to you. They can be all the information that is swirling around our world on the internet, all the things that we hear, all the voices that we hear. Some of those voices are good and truthful. Some of those voices are not truthful at all. And we get kind of overwhelmed trying to figure out whose voice is truth and whose voice isn't. But when we go to God and He is our shelter, He clarifies what is truth and what is not truth, what is helpful, what is healthy for us to be listening to and paying attention to. So God is a shelter from the strong winds, from all the voices in our lives. How is God a shelter for like intense rain? Well, I think rain is a pretty good thing. Actually, I have no complaints about the rain. The rain is excellent. It waters the earth, it grows trees and grass, but sometimes too much rain can be quite overwhelming. And I think of that kind of as just our everyday lives. Our lives are full of so many good things, but sometimes they get really, really full. They get really, really busy, and you might feel tired, you might feel exhausted. And it's all good things, and it might just be a season of fullness, of busyness. Maybe you've got school, maybe you've got piano practice, maybe you've got a sport or a club that you attend, and your evenings and your days just start to get really full, and maybe you're not sleeping as much. Those are all good things, and it's like rain. It's wonderful, but sometimes it's a lot. And so when I come up on Savage Road, the leaves kind of filter out that intensity, and God, who is our shelter, when we go to Him, He gives us rest. And so then that intense rain, all that stuff happening in our lives, God shelters us. So just like I come to Savage Road when the sun is hot or the wind is strong or the rain is intense because I know that Savage Road is going to shelter me, I can also go to God when life, circumstances, events start to get really hard and challenging. God is my shelter. When I hear a lot of voices and I'm getting confused, what is truth? Who is truth? What is right? I don't know. I can go to God and He's my shelter, and He will help protect me from all those voices and clarify what is good, what is true. And when life just gets really full and you're feeling tired, God is your shelter, and you can go to Him and He will give you rest. So I hope you enjoyed visiting Savage Road with me. This is my favorite place, and I hope you know that God is our shelter. We can go to Him whenever we need help, and He will protect and shelter and guide and support us. He is with us. Have a great week. Hi guys, I'm back. While I was finishing up filming, guess what flew over top of my head? An owl. I tried to get a really good picture. I even kind of chased it through the woods a little bit, but I couldn't get him. He kept flying away. But isn't that exciting? And it reminded me that God, as our shelter, is a great help in hard times, and sometimes it's a way to survive, but it's so much more than that. When God is our shelter, it also means that our life will be full of beauty and joy and peace, and that's what that owl reminded me of. I'm so sorry I couldn't get a good picture. I really tried. He probably thought I was crazy. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.